That's when the combined gas law comes into play.
The combined gas law expresses the relationship between the pressure, volume, and temperature of a fixed amount of gas. Mathematically, the combined gas law is expressed as PV over T equals K. For a fixed mass of gas, any ratio of the product of the pressure and volume to the Kelvin temperature will be constant. Since the product of the pressure times the volume divided by the Kelvin temperature will be the same value for a fixed mass of gas, another way to write the combined gas law is P1 times V1 over T1 equals P2 times V2 over T2. P1, V1, and T1 describe the pressure, volume, and temperature of a fixed mass of gas under one set of conditions, and P2, V2, and T2 describe the pressure, volume, and temperature of a fixed mass of gas under another set of conditions.
I think we need to do an example of the combined gas law together. That doesn't surprise you, does it? And while it looks as though you'll have a lot of variables to work with, solving these problems is nothing more than what we call plug and chug. I stated a problem to begin our lesson today. Let's solve it now. Don't forget your math hat.
A sample of gas has a volume of 201 liters when its temperature is 293 Kelvin and its pressure is 224 millimeters of mercury. What volume will the gas occupy at STP?
Just as we've been doing in the other gas laws, begin by writing down what you know from the problem. Especially since the problems are getting more complicated, this step simply can't be omitted. Let's go to the classroom and watch as one of our students solves the problem.
After you read the problem, what should you do first?
The first thing I'm going to do is write down what I know. I know that V1 is 201 liters. T1 is 293 Kelvin. And P1 is 224 millimeters of mercury.
That's a great start. What else do you know from the problem?
I know that I'm asked to find V2, but I'm a little confused about T2 and P2.
Okay, look at the last part of the question. The question is, what volume will the gas occupy at STP? What is meant by STP?
Oh, STP is standard temperature and pressure.
Right, so what is standard temperature and what is standard pressure?
Standard temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. But I know that temperature has to be in Kelvin, so I add 273 to 0 degrees Celsius to get 273 Kelvin. And I also know that standard pressure is 760 millimeters of mercury.
Very good. I'm glad that you remember that temperature has to be in Kelvin before solving any gas law problem. So now that you know 5 of the 6 variables in the equation, can you solve for the unknown?
All I need to do is plug and chug. I'll just plug the numbers into the combined gas laws equation and chug out the answer on my calculator.
Exactly. While we solve the problem here in our classroom, I'd like for you to try it in your classroom.
Cross-multiplying is the easiest way to solve combined gas law problems. After plugging in the numbers, simply cross-multiply and then divide to find the unknown V2, 224 millimeters of mercury times 201 liters times 273 K divided by the product of 293 K times 760 millimeters of mercury is equal to 55 liters.
For those of you who got the right answer, you deserve a hand. Well, enough of that. 6 variables look like a lot to work with, but it's just simple multiplication and division, isn't it?